Hey, this is CycleHawk. Hey, just want to do a little short video here. Hopefully we can get kind of a resolve to a little issue that I've been having. This is my 2005 Suzuki Boulevard C90. I've only had this thing probably for about 3 months now, maybe 3 or 4 months. And it's been a good little bike and running pretty well for me, but it started having some intermittent trouble in the starter, and sometimes I go to start it and it just kind of click, and I'd have to do it a few times and then it would turn over and start while the bike's running, going down the road. Runs perfect, no problems at all. So what I started doing, kind of a little background of what I have already checked. First thing I wanted to check was my battery. And so I checked the battery. I was getting with my ohm meter, and I was getting in the 12, 12.5, 12.6, 12.4, 12.4, that sort of range when the battery's just sitting there. So I knew the battery had a charge. And so when I would start up and run it, I wanted to kind of eliminate some possible issues. When I would start up and run it and I tested, I'm getting up closer to 13.8, close to 14. So it gave me a pretty good indication that my stator is not the problem. It seems to be charging as it's going. After I do a ride, and if I stop and I check it, I've still got full 12.5, you know, in that range on the battery. So it's not being drained. So I double wanted to check the battery, that maybe didn't have enough crank juice on it. So I took the battery to an auto parts store, had them check it. It showed plenty of value on the cranks. The battery tested good. I had it checked 2 different places, double checking on it. So I'm trying to eliminate down through. What I am going to try now is I have purchased, and here it is, a little starter relay. I figured this would be a good place to start. I saw somewhere on YouTube that someone was having a similar issue. They replaced the starter relay and everything seemed to be fine, and that was maybe that there was some in the contactors or something, and because it's intermittent, it doesn't happen all the time, but I don't want it to get worse and get stranded somewhere. So today I'm going to take everything apart and get to this. Unfortunately, it's not too bad, but it's located underneath the left side fake gas tank. So I'm going to have to take the seats off so that I can loosen this top center console and then get that side tank off, see what we can do. So let's take a look, take you guys along just in case somebody's had the same trouble. Don't know if this is going to fix it. I'm going to try this first. If this doesn't work, I'm going to check my starter and see if maybe the issue or problem could be in the starter itself. But I thought this was an inexpensive fix, and it possibly worked for somebody else. Hopefully it'll work for me. So let's take a look at that, and I'll be back in a bit. May do some run through and taking this stuff off, but most of you guys that have worked on these kind of know how to get all this off. But we'll go through that and see what we can do. So I've got a LED strip inside here, and I've got the wires running under here, so I'm just gonna sit that there for now. It should stay, and then we're gonna move the camera around and try to figure out, we're gonna try to figure out over here somewhere where the relay actually is. It's supposed to be up here someplace, and we'll get back on it. All right, so I believe I found, here's our relay. Got this little plastic cover over it. Try taking it off. I know I'll have to take these two connections off, and they're gonna go right there. And that should sit down on there just like that. And I've got my fuses that are already on here. There's two fuses here. I believe one's a main, one's a backup. But either way, I just gotta figure out how to get this over here off. All right, so I've got everything back together, and put the tank back on, put the instrumentation panel back on, seat back on, and let's see if we can fire this thing up and see what's going on. You know, nervous. All right, so far good there. Now let's see, will this work? Well, it fired up. So I didn't totally screw it up. Well, I can't believe it. I guess only time will tell if this actually fixed it, but it started right up. No clicking noise. And it hasn't been on the tender, because usually if I put it on the battery tender, it'll start up. That's why I thought there was a problem with the battery. But in this case, I think that maybe we got lucky there. But we're gonna check it out, test it out, and see. And hopefully just replacing that fixed it, and we'll go from there.